finding it challenging to control your weight during the COVID-19 quarantine, you are not alone. Some of us are just eating more out of boredom or maybe to comfort ourselves. Our next guest is a doctor who has had her own challenges during this time, including a health scare that occurred at the very start of the pandemic.
Absolutely. Dr. Kathleen Nash, she's a chiropractic physician with Total Transformation and joins us now. How are you, Dr. Kathleen? Great to have you.
I'm good. Good to see you guys as always, whether it's in the studio or from our homes.
Yes, from our homes for a bit, it seems like. Let's talk about this. I mean, we've had you on now several times talking about accelerating weight loss under normal conditions. Now we're here. We have this unique situation of this self-isolation. Can it still be done in an environment like this?
It still can be done, but definitely it requires a bit more focus on the long-term goals. When the quarantine first happened to me, even I struggled with things like stress or anxiety, worry over my income, and it's easy to turn to that comfort food to make me feel better short term. But then I would just feel sick and bloated, and on top of the stress of feeling guilty about it because I'm trying to be a role model. So it was a lot of pressure when really all I wanted to do is sit in my house and eat. So
Yeah.
trying to focus on your long-term goals can make it happen.
Yeah, good for you for prevailing through that time. You also had a bit of a health scare? Tell us what happened.
Yeah, so I'd like to say that, just trying to be a role model was enough, but it wasn't. At the beginning of the quarantine, was having a lot of tenderness in the left breast. And when I checked it out, I actually found a mass.
Wow.
The only other time that sorry, the only other time I felt that kind of fear was when my mom was dying of cancer. So I was a blubbering mess because I knew it had to be checked. But I was terrified, one, of what they were going to say, but then I was also terrified because it was literally happening at the beginning of the end of the pandemic. And it means that I would now have to increase my exposure.
Yeah. Wow. So
Right.
how
Oh my
when you're hit
goodness.
with a ton of bricks like that, your reaction obviously is going to be an emotional one. How did this affect your mindset? Because I'm assuming, when it feels like everything's kind of crumbling around you, that can break down pretty quickly.
Yeah, it tore me down pretty fast. The other thing that upset me is that even though I started acting on it the day that I discovered that, the soonest that I could get it checked out was 5 weeks later. Like that was by the advanced imaging. So that alone made me want to curl up and eat away my fear. But since I couldn't avoid the risk of exposure and I wanted to do everything that I could, I decided to tackle any other variable that I could think of that could affect my body's ability to heal myself.
Yeah.
So the one thing that I could control outside of the hygiene and the social distancing was what I fed that body to keep it well, to keep its immune system high, and to minimize the likelihood that anything dangerous was going on. So where before I felt the mass I wanted to eat for comfort and boredom, I knew I'd pay for it later. So it changed everything.
Wow.
Wow, this is super incredible. I mean, as a woman, I understand the fear that you must have felt when you found that. And knowing that you have to wait 5 weeks for a doctor's appointment. Whew, that is 5 weeks of anxiety in my
Yeah.
book. Dr. Nash, how are you doing? Have you been to the doctor yet? I really feel inclined to follow up with you.
Yes, I have been to the doctor. I've been to the doctor. I've been to a surgeon. It's been checked out. It's benign. And I was pretty sure that it was benign, but of course you have to get that
Yeah.
advanced testing. But under COVID quarantine, if there's any suspicion that it's not an emergency, they're going to try to put it off. And that's why it was the 5 week
Gotcha.
delay. But yeah, it
Wow.
did really cause me to reassess what was really important. Because again, all I wanted to do before that, feeling that, was to comfort myself and
Of
just eat
course.
and not focus on it.
Mhm.
But instead, I just doubled down on my program instead. The same program that I build for my clients, that I build for the people that come and see me, I just doubled down on that.
Well, let's talk about that program. You have a special offer for Morning Blend viewers for people that want to see if this is the program for them. They've had struggles. Maybe they've lost the weight, but they keep adding it back on. It's a uphill climb, and you're helping people make that.
Yeah, especially right now where we're seeing trends of gaining 15 or 20 pounds so far during the quarantine. What I'm hoping is that people don't take the downtime for granted. This is an opportune time for you to focus on your health when you have a lot of free time. So I'm offering the online evaluations through the video conference like this, where I can help you find the specific issues that's increasing your risk and making you sick and making you overweight. But I do only have 10 spots available because we're still getting quite a lot of traffic, even though people are stuck. indoors. Plus, you're going to receive the 2 webinars where I talk about the program, I talk about how it can help you, and why your body might be struggling to lose or maintain its weight, even if you're eating less and moving more. Normally that's $97, but if they tell my staff or if they go on the website, they'll get it for less than $10.
Fantastic.
Wow. Thanks for sharing your story, Dr. Nash. I'm so happy to hear that you're in good health.
Yeah, so am I. Thank you.
Hang in, girlfriend. We love you, and it's great to see you once again. And if you want to learn more about Dr. Nash and her program, get in on that special introductory offer. Well, it's very simple. You just go to the website you see on your screen, or you call 702-637-1313. And Dr. Nash, and Total Transformation, a proud sponsor of the Morning Blend.